Okay, let's continue with our Yang style form. Let's review first. Okay, beginning, Uji. Grounded, lifted, open, relaxed, just awareness. Smiling sign. Shoulder level. Elbow sink, palm sink, knee sink. Relax. Shift left, sink the chi. Turn the waist, right foot palm, shift right, sink the chi. Transition, step like a cat. Shift left, Woda. Pause, sink the chi, relax. Transition, step like a cat. Woda. Forward, sink the chi, relax your back. Roll back, pause, sink the chi. Square up the waist, sink the chi. Now shift forward, press. Sink the chi, relax. Separate, drop the elbow wrist, pause, sink the chi. Push, drop the sacrum, relax your back. Shift back, raise the front toe. Turn around, turn the right foot in. Shift right. Grasp, pause, relax, sink the chi. Draw the left foot in, step the heel, shift left. Danbin, single whip, sink the chi. From here, we're going to transition to raise hands, shift right, pivot the left foot in slightly. Now, shift left, release this right hand. Bring the arms down, transition step, pause, relax, sink the chi. Everything's in that left leg. Relax, sink the chi. Now everything here is open and light. Pick up the knee, then touch the heel. Raise hand. So the palm is slightly turned in. It's not vertical. It's not here. So, and this is from here. This is actually a palm strike and a push. Now, when you're in this position, the front knee's bent. If your front knee's not bent, it means you're not sitting down on your back, on your left leg. Okay? Now, again, from single whip. The other thing is, this is not a stance. Whenever you see these heel stances within the Yang style form, it's not a stance. That movement is actually a kick. So wherever you have this particular, what they would consider a heel, a stance, it's actually not a stance. So you're actually doing a kick there. Those are the hidden movements application. This is actually, when you go from single whip, this is actually a knee strike. So most Yang style, the modified Yang style, they will shift and they won't drop this arm. They'll bring this arm across and they'll move the leg from that position to there as though it's a heel stance. There are no heel stances in Yang style Tai Chi. The form was developed to be meditative. So wherever there's a low kick in the form, instead of doing a low kick, there's a heel stance. So when you're doing that move, you're always picking up the leg and then setting down the heel, because that picking up represents the chamber for the kick. The chamber, then the kick. Or in the case of this one from the single whip, it's actually a knee strike and then a kick to the knee of the opponent. So when we go from our single whip, you see you have the opponent's wrist. You're going across his chest to chop. But what happens is he blocks and grabs this arm. So as he blocks and grabs your wrist of this arm, you still have his arm. Now, the reason in the form that the weight shifts right and you pivot the foot in is because that's the follow-up of his response to your chop. So through the Yang style form, all of the single whips are the same technique as being a chop, and every technique that follows that single whip, the different variations through the form, are different ways to deal with that response to the chop. So as you're chopping, he's blocking and grabbing this arm. Then he's putting pressure back on you because that's the psychology. If I'm going in, he's going to block and press back towards me. So what happens is as he presses back towards you and on your arm, you're pulling them this way. So again, you're leading, then following. So as you go here, you're leading, he's resisting and then you're following him because he's coming through here. So when you pull him off balance here with his force, he ends up here. It's the same opponent. So now he ends up in front of you. He has your arm. You have to pull your arm away from his grasp. This is coming up. Remember, he's here now. His body is here. So you're pulling out and knee strike. And then this follows after the knee strike to kick his back leg at the knee. And as you're kicking, you're striking and pushing to his neck and head, his upper body. And so that's the application. So you have, again, if your form is correct, there's application. When the form is simplified, there's really no application because there are no heel stances in Yang style. Wherever there's what you looks like a heel stance is actually a kick, and the leg is always picked up and then put down, representing a kick. Okay? So let's do that from the push. Here we go. Back, turn, shift, sink the Qi, grasp, stepping behind his front leg, chop, single whip. He's grabbed your chopping arm. Now you're going to pull him, follow his energy to the right. Now he's off balance. He's in front of you here. You're going to pull your arms out. He's holding your arm. You're pulling it out. So as you transition step, this is to, again, sync the Qi, the mindfulness. Remember, the main thing of Tai Chi form is you're learning the techniques of Yang style, but you're also cultivating the Qi. So the idea of slow mindfulness, pause, sync the Qi, all are part of the mindfulness, okay? So from here, you're picking up, after you transition step, you're picking up the knee and then setting down the heel. So as you set down into raise hand, again, you want to pause and relax to sync the Qi. Okay, let's do it. I try to think of another angle so you can see. Okay, let's do the single whip this way. So I'm going to push, shift back, raise the front toe, turn around. So remember, this is where my block is, right? Then I'm getting control of that right arm. I'm rooted, sinking the Qi, pause, relax. Now, stepping behind his front leg and going in for the chop. So he blocks the chop and he grabs the arm and he's pushing back towards me. So I go with his force and I pull him through. My left foot pivots in slightly. Now he's here in front of me. So I shift left, sink the Qi, draw my arm away from his, pick up for the knee strike, and then kicking the back leg. And so the hand, the energy of this is that you're kicking and striking and pushing his upper body at the same time. So there's force in your hand and foot at the same time. Okay? So let's go from the beginning. Ready? Wuji. Shoulder level, elbows sink, palms sink, knees sink, shift left, shift water, sink the Qi, pivot, shift right, sink the Qi, transition, left, sink the Qi, transition, step like a cat, ward off, forward, sink the Qi, relax your back, don't do this. Roll back, your back naturally straightens as you shift back, sink the Qi. As you square up the waist, remember to sink, because this allows for your whole body to be connected here. So your back is round, because when you sink, your body opens. And now when you go to press, here, drop the sacrum. So remember, turn out the edge of the bone. Separate, sink the elbow wrists, shift, drop the sacrum, relax your back, push. Shift back, raise the front toe, turn around. Shift right, palms down, grasp, sink the Qi, draw the foot in, step the heel, single whip. Shift right, pivot left foot in slightly. Now shift left, release the hand. Transition step, pause and sink the Qi. Fullness, emptiness. Sink, fullness, emptiness. Pick up, touch the heel. Wuji. So that's a good, again, another addition to the grasping the bird's tail, to raise hand and then close. So as you add that technique, you can close. Okay, so again, remember when you do this raise hand, so you feel the foot and the palm and you pause. So remember the angle of the hand, right? So you kind of feel into the heel of this palm with the heel of the foot. Okay? So as I explain to you the application of the move, you can understand why your Yang style form might be a modification of the original. Again, there's no heel stances in Yang style. So those movements from into play guitar and raise hand and even fist under elbow sequence, these are all kicks. There's no heel stances. Okay, and this becomes something when you go to learn the application frame, the fast form in Yang style, then you see the kicks, because the fast form is done not slow. And so you see all the kicks within the form. Remember, Yang style is it's a martial art form. It has all different kicks, elbow strikes, fist strikes, palm strikes. Very few pushes. It's not really a pushing art. It's a striking art, even though you have pushes and some controlling, seizing movements. But mainly it's not a pushing art. Push hands is just a gentle way for learning sensitivity, neutralizing, and distance and shifting. It's a gentle way without any force or sudden striking to be any risk. So it's push hands is just very fundamental. Everything in the form is, majority is striking techniques, not pushing techniques. Okay, so we will stop there and continue again.